Singaporeans are very pragmatic, right? So we're like, oh, what am I going to get out of this?
There's no such thing as job security, and I stand by that. And today's guest will show you exactly how changing career paths doesn't mean you start from scratch, but from experience. I'm Kate of All Trades. This is The Work We Do, stories of growth, grit, and lifelong learning. In this episode, you'll meet Pam, a versatile professional whose career spans multiple disciplines. Her journey from sociology to web development, marketing to F&B showcases how diverse skills can build upon one another, and you'll learn how a passion for learning led her to create one of the most impactful social enterprises in the region. So, let's chat. Pam,
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me here.
So you studied sociology, English and cultural studies at a time where most people weren't talking about humanities in career terms, right?
Yep.
And I really am curious what pulled you towards that direction. You know, something that seems like a dead-end career.
Yeah. I mean, first, I was terrible at math and science.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you kind of need to know yourself and what your strengths and weaknesses are, and not try and climb a tree when you're a fish. The arts was what I was drawn to, what I was good at. So it's like, do what you're good at. Then you get passionate about it, you get interest, and then you get good at it, right? So what do you know at 18, right? You just do what you're good at, what gives you joy, and then you see where life takes you.
On our pre-interview call, right, we had like this conversation about you going to digital and then running your own consultancy.
Yep.
You made really bold choices, right? Just to reskill in your 30s.
Yep.
Now, when people think 30s, they're like, yeah, you know, I'm too old already to do this. Why am I doing this? Like, that was very bold, especially back then. So my question to you is, what was the catalyst and motivation behind your decision to reskill in your 30s?
Number one, I was very burnt out from the first business, right? So I got into a point where it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know what to do, but I know I need to stop. I need to reevaluate. I need to rethink what the next 10, 20 years is going to be like. It's actually okay to do that, right? Because if you don't feel good about your life, then you need to question what kind of life you created for
The
yourself.
purpose.
Yes.
You know, the purpose is important. So my next question for you is like, what was the thought process behind selecting the specific skills to develop? Or is it also interest?
Some is no choice act. What do I mean by that? Like same as starting the first business, right? I knew nothing about P&Ls. I had some sales training in my first job, but I think in running a business, actually understanding the financials is a fundamental thing. Actually, that's, I think, something that not enough people take the time to learn.
You have chosen like seemingly unrelated things like coffee, which is your business right now, Bettr Coffee. But you also took filmmaking in Melbourne University. Every time we talk about this, you always laugh, you know.
Because it's like, you know, it's a summer film school thing. I was just exploring. I think I wanted to learn how to tell stories. So I knew I needed to build a brand for the future, and part of building that brand is how do you tell your story, right? And what medium do you use to tell your story? And I've always loved film, so to me it was just an interesting to learn the actual mechanics and the arts and the craft and the practicalities of it to see if I could harness it.
So you've clearly dedicated yourself to upgrading all the time. Do you think that doing all these things so vastly different in your life has actually led to, you know, I guess, the health of your career?
Yes, because frankly speaking, I think my career is very healthy.
Because
No, as in, I can go and do whatever I want to do. It doesn't matter. I learned over the journey of my career and my life that I have the ability to learn. I have the ability to not be fearful about what I don't know, right? And once you can break that psychological barrier that I don't know, so maybe I don't do.
Yeah.
It's more like, I don't know, so I better go and learn so that maybe I can do.
So one day I will know.
Yes, and I'm not talking about technical skill set. I'm talking about the internal mental and emotional resilience to learn new things.
So, as a person that has clearly benefited from a commitment to continuous upskilling, right, what advice would you give working professionals getting very comfortable in their positions?
Keep putting yourself in uncomfortable situations to learn. Because if I really think you'll be irrelevant if you're not constantly learning because of how quickly things are changing. So I think it's just getting past the fear and the unknown. I think that psychological barrier is actually more important than anything. Singaporeans are very pragmatic, right? So we're like, oh, what am I going to get out of this? Like, what's the end destination? But sometimes it doesn't matter. Because in the process you learn, and then you end up in a different place, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're just hindering yourself from taking.
Correct, because you didn't even start, right? Then how you know?
Yeah.
So you stop yourself before you even start.
Yeah.
Then?
Correct, huh? Huh?
I also say.
Thank you so much. Thank you
you.
so much for being here. It was a
Thanks for having me.
being your host. Pam's journey reminds us that we're never too late, too lost, or too far behind to learn something new. Like a good cup of coffee, growth takes care and intention. So let's start brewing the lives that we want. One skill, one lesson, one mindful step at a time. We owe it to ourselves to keep doing the work we do. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next episode.